Introducing the Paddy Power World Darts Championship.
Gian, many congratulations. Your first win on the World Championship stage. Just try and put that feeling into words for us.
It's difficult. Yeah, first win on this stage, it's phenomenal. Of course, coming in here as a world number 10 European champion, but I've never won a game here, so it's a totally different tournament. Leading up to this tournament, I wasn't nervous at all, but in the 10 minutes before the game started, I was really nervous. I was like, okay, you need to get over the line today, and then because otherwise it's going to be a problem for next year and the years after. So, but luckily I played well today. I needed to, but Crystal played phenomenal. But yeah, just really happy with this win.
And a 99 average, 6-1-80, a real high quality display under big pressure there.
Yeah, as you said, under really big pressure, because Crystal put me under that pressure. The first two sets were good. It was all good, plain sailing through the first two sets, but then Crystal started hitting his finishes. It put me under pressure. I was like, oh, don't go back to 2-all now, because I've been there 2 years ago when I went 2-0 up and then lost 3-2. So that's what I really didn't want, but luckily in the end I got it done.
And it's a real test of character tonight, but how much confidence can you take from the way you came through that?
Even more confidence than I would have hoped for today. Of course, you always want to win your first game, and even if I would have averaged 84 today and I would have won the game, I would be smiling here as well. But especially the way I did today, win that game, and it gives me massive confidence going towards the rest of the tournament to win a high contest match. Like, I put on the pressure, I dealt with the pressure today, like I dealt with it well, so that gives me even more confidence going into round 2.
And your return here as a major champion, the European champion, do you feel like a different proposition now, a real contender for the title?
It's difficult to say. Maybe people would say yeah, and I would hope so. But like before today, I hadn't even won a game here, so it's always difficult to say I'm going for the title. I just wanted to win a game, then we'll see where we go. But now I've won that game, I've got massive confidence going into the rest of the tournament, and yeah, we'll see where we can go. Cheers.
Gian, very well done, well played up there. You got straight into your rhythm, didn't you? And you just talked to Josh there about the fact that you'd never actually won a match on the stage. Was that playing on your mind a little bit when you were walking up to the hockey?
A little bit. I would say a massive bit, yeah. Of course, leading up to this tournament, I've got about 20 media interviews. I think all of the 20 people said to me, you've not won a game there before. So, that's part of life. And of course, it gave me extra pressure before this game. And the way Crystal played as well put me under extra pressure, but that's even more satisfying for myself to win this game, to get the first victory. And I think it got a bit nerve-wracking in the end, but the 180 in the last leg really settled the nerves, and then yeah, that's what helped me get me over the line.
So now you've scratched that itch and you've chalked it off, first win on the stage here, and you can just move forwards now. I wonder if you can just talk to me about the one to watch mantle, because lots of people are saying he's one to watch, this guy, he's one to look out for, keep your eye on him. Does that suit you, or would you prefer to go a little bit more under the radar?
I think a bit of both. Of course, it's nice to be named as ones to watch, but I think for myself, I just want as less pressure on me as possible. Just go under the radar, especially with the last two years, which I've been climbing up the rankings. But I think there's one guy who's world number 1 at the moment who's come up at the same time as me, and so I'm always in Luke Littler's shadows, which is fine for me. I just love being in the shadows, just under the radar, just continue my own career, and it's been working for me perfectly so far. So if that's where I need to be, then happy days. And
what do you do between now and your first round 2 match here? I'm
going to go some shopping tomorrow. So
nice.
Yeah, hopefully we don't spend all the money tomorrow, which I want today. But I'm going to do some Christmas shopping tomorrow here in London, and then going back on Sunday. Just a week at home. Enjoy watching the darts as well. Just last couple of years I've been watching the darts on television while being knocked out. So it's going to be a change today, and I'm really looking forward to that. Just watching the darts at home and then prepare for my second round match.
Gian, thank you so much. Well done.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Gian, congratulations. A bit like Wessel last year, he came here and was third favourite for the title, and he was surprised. Are you in that same boat? Obviously, like you said, not having won a game here, and they've made you third favourite for the title. Does that take you back a little bit?
Nah, I don't look at the bookmakers. Everyone was telling me, like, after Luke, you're the third favourite for the title. I was like, I haven't even won a game here, so how is it possible that I'm the third favourite? So I'm not looking at their odds, and I'm just here to play my own game. And you know, I know if I play well, like I did today, and I can continue this whole tournament with this average, I can come quite far. But you know, it's always different to lifting that title in the end, and I don't have that experience. So I'm not thinking myself as a third favourite for this tournament, but you know, just take it game by game, and we'll see where we go.
You spoke about in the build-up that everyone kept telling you that you hadn't won a game here. I know you're obviously fully aware of it. How difficult was it to block all that noise out and just concentrate on the game and doing your thing?
Not really difficult, to be honest. I think because I said to myself, I'm a totally different player I am now than I was a year ago, and especially 2 years ago. I think I've done so many things for the first time in 2025. I was like, okay, you know, you want to play a championship, you want to major for the first time. Why not win a game at Ali Pali for the first time? You know, so that's why I keep telling to myself, and I've grown so much mentally, especially. So that's why I kept telling myself, and I think that what got me over the line in the end.
Do you think it would have been more difficult and different if you hadn't have won that major this year, coming into the World Championship with all the noise?
Yeah, probably. I think so. I wouldn't say I wouldn't have won this game, but confidence-wise, 100%, because especially in the final against Luke Humphries, to win it 11-10 in such a high tense moment, and that match gave me so much confidence going into, well, this tournament as well. Just, you know, I know I can do it under that pressure. I'm not fumbling under that pressure, and that's what I kept in my mind going into this tournament as well. And even if I'm under pressure, like I was today as well, I know I'm able to do it, and yeah, that's what I did. Cheers, thank you.
Well done, Gian.
Cheers, thank you.
I guess you're not going to be asked that question again about winning first game at Ali Pali.
Thankfully, yes, we're done. Yeah, of course. You know, it's the past 2 years I haven't won a game, so it's a fact. I knew it was coming this year, but yeah, as you said, you know, luckily it's not coming next year.
You've been in a lot of those pressure situations now over the last 12 months, mainly that European Championship. How did it compare today, the pressure of being up on that stage, to being in a major final?
I think today was even more pressure than the major final, because the major final you're already in the groove of that tournament. You're feeling well, and you know you've been on that stage many more times, and especially playing the world number one Luke Humphries. But at that time, I felt like I had nothing to lose in that game, so I felt really at ease during that game. And today, everyone was expecting me to win. I was expecting myself to win, even though Chris Arias is a phenomenal player. But you never know what you're going to expect from him. But I said to myself, you're going to win this game, and that was what I'm expecting from myself. So it was totally different pressure than it was at the European Championship final.
I think you were 17 last time Christo was here, 6 years since Christo played on the World Championship
17,
stage.
Yeah.
How much did you actually know about Christo? Had you watched him when you were younger?
Yeah, I did. Of course, you know, I started watching darts when I was about 10 or 11 years old, so I knew Chris Arias. I knew what a fantastic player he was, but of course, it was 5-6 years ago, so I didn't know, even though he played well in the qualifier, I didn't know what he was up to, what he was like on this stage, and today he showed he's still got the qualities to be a top 64, even top 32 player, but you know, 6 years ago when I saw him playing on TV, I was only dreaming of being on this stage, and today we got to play each other, and yeah, I'm really happy we did. Thank you.
Gian, well done on the win. Just on that point, we see a lot of players in the World Championship that we've not seen before or not seen in quite a long time. Do you as a player really look into and research your opponent if you don't know much about them, or do you not change anything and just focus on your own game? How does that work?
A bit of both, to be honest. I think if I would have played like a Japanese player, for example, who I didn't know, or like Manlok Leong 2 years ago, who I didn't really know, then I would have researched him. But today, you know, Chris Arias, I know him really well. I know he's not been playing on the tour for the last 6-5 years. So I saw his averages on the qualifier for the World Championship, but I didn't look into any other games he played for the last 6 or 5 years. I had a vision for myself. You know, he's probably going to be the same Chris Arias as he was 6-7 years ago. Top 32 player. He's probably going to average around 95, maybe even higher. And you're just going to need to be better today. And you know, in the end, I'm really happy I did that. Look at it that way, because he did average like 96, 97. So I really needed to play well today, and I'm really happy I did.
As a player, just thinking back to that game against Man Nok Leung, what's the difference between walking on stage against somebody you play week in, week out on the Pro Tour, and somebody who you've maybe not played before or played in a long, long time?
I'd rather play someone I know really well, because you know what you can expect. You know their rhythm, you know what they're going to be like under that pressure as well. And like today, I didn't know any of that stuff, so it was a bit of a guessing. But you know, as I said, I only prepared myself for the best Chris Arias there was to prepare for. But you know, with Man Nok Leung 2 years ago, I didn't know him. I'd only seen him at one tournament, at the World Youth Championship, a year before that, so it was really difficult. So I'd rather play someone I really know well, like who I play regularly on the Pro Tour. I think that's gives me a better vision of my opponent before the game.
Thank you, Gian. Well done today.
Cheers, thank you.
Congratulations, Gian.
Thank you.
We touched on obviously your 2 losses here, but I mean, do you allow yourself to just think that those were 2 special performances from Man Nok Leung and Ricardo?
Yes and no. With Man Nok Leung, yes. But still, I was 2-0 up that game. So, you know, even though he played well, he hit loads of 180s, he averaged like 96, 97. So, at the end, you know, looking back at it, it was like my first World Championship. Okay, I could have lost that game, which I did. But last year, I only averaged like 91, 92. And being number, I think it was like 28, 29 back then in the world, I should have averaged more. I played well in the whole year. So, looking back at it now, I expected more from myself. But you know, it's made me the player who I am today, and thankfully I got over the line today.
And playing well against Christo and him playing well at the same time, does that stand you in good stead for the rest of the tournament, being pushed that hard first up?
100%. You know, of course it's always nice to win your first game, but especially to do it in the way I did today, being under pressure, I performed well under pressure, hitting a couple of 180s, good checkouts. Like nearly 100 averages, it gives me massive confidence going into the rest of the tournament to know I can perform on this stage as well. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the rest of the tournament and to see where I can go.
And do you now truly feel that you're involved in the tournament now, having advanced past the first round?
Yeah, of course. Like last year, I've made it to the second round without even playing. So I'm in the same round as I was last year. But last year, you know, as a top 32 player, you only want to make it past Christmas. So that's the main goal now. But, you know, before this tournament, the main goal was to win the first round. I achieved that goal. Now my goal is to make it past Christmas. So we'll see where we go next week.
Congratulations.
Cheers, thank you.
Introducing the Paddy Power World Darts Championship.